Hello, this is Jim from TechBuzz, and today we have the Nokia 7.1. And what we're going to do is, this morning is just going to do an unboxing and have a quick look at the features on the phone and what's not and the usual. So the box is the traditional box that we're used to seeing now, with 7.1 Android 1 on the front, and on the back it's going to just give it some specs. We've pure display, 5.8 inch, 19.9 aspect ratio, FHD plus, HDR video, 12 and 15 megapixel cameras, Zeiss optics, 8 megapixel wide, and we have advanced AI imaging, dual side camera mode, Qualcomm Snapdragon 636, and some branding from Qualcomm and Zeiss, and of course the unit itself. So let's pop it out and have a look. And we are presented with the device straight away. Just pop that aside, and we get our SIM removal tool, get started guide, our charging plug. This comes with quick charge, USB-C cable, and some Nokia earbuds. So just let's have a look and see what version they are. And they're the WH108s. So nice to see that you get these included. The only thing is you do not get a case. Come on Nokia, step up your game. So onto the phone itself. Let's remove the plastic from the device. And there we go. Really nice to hold in hand, looks really well, lovely glass back, and we have the Nokia logo here, our camera setup here, fingerprint sensor in the correct place. Really nice design on the back here, and the edges as well is really nice. It's really smooth and comfortable to hold in the hand. Of course we have a notch, which isn't really a problem. We have a big chin on the front, which is a bit on the meh side, but that's the way it is. They're not the only company to do so. Headphone jack on top, and the usual micro USB port speaker, and a mic on the bottom. We've also got another mic up on top, and our SIM tray here. And of course they've kept the 3.5mm headphone socket, so we'll power it up and see. So straight away you can see there's a big chin, which might be appealing to some, but overall it doesn't really bother me so much. But just from coming from other devices that doesn't have a chin so big, it's there, I notice it more so. And you can see around the sides as well, there's a chin on it, or you can see the bezels that are still present. But the build quality is really nice and looks well, and nice beveled off edges there too, which is cool. We do have the camera hump on the back, and it's not rocking on the surface, so that's fine, but you will want a case to protect the lenses getting scratched and so on. And I'd suggest you get one, but you know, a lot of people like to go naked on their phones, and this one here does look well without a case. But sure, look, it is what it is. You either case up or you don't. Everyone's different. So onto the home screen. A bit laggy opening up there, but nice nonetheless. We'll pull down our menu here, bring that screen brightness up a bit more. So we have our typical setup, and it's pretty clean, which is important. So we'll just pop in and see how fast we are. It seems to be pretty Swift anyway. So in our settings, we have our typical array of settings here. Your Bluetooth, airplane mode, torch, auto rotate, and screen capture. Of course, you can change all them. And then we can go into the rest of the settings. I'm just going to turn that brightness down because it's interfering. So we have our network settings here, our connected devices. So we just have Bluetooth NFC in here. We have our app settings in here with permissions and so on, emergency alerts, app access and so on. Our battery level indicator here. So we've got 70% here. We just turned this on and there's a massive update which was 1.3 gigabytes. It took a good while to download and set up. We have our display settings here. So you've got brightness level, night light, adaptive brightness, wallpaper, and advanced enhanced HDR10 display. So you have the rest of these settings here. You have ambient display for new notifications, which is great. You have tap to wake and so on. Your sound settings. So we have all our volumes here. So we'll just see on first look how loud the speaker is. So let's check out. So the speaker sounds pretty decent enough. It's good to see a loud speaker. You have our storage, so we've 32% used of the internal storage of 32 gigs. So you've got a storage manager, and you can see we've just our setup here. We've installed nothing on the device, so this will just tell you the system has took up 9.5 gigs. So that's pretty average. We have accessibility. So you've select to speak, you've talk back, font size, display, magnification, color correction, and so on. Large mouse, accessibility menu, dwell timing, auto rotate, touch and hold delay, vibration, mono. And give you high contrast text here. And we have our system settings then. So in the system settings, we are the TA1100, and the latest software update is build 00WW345A. So that's about it in the settings, and yeah, that's about it for the moment. So if we go into the camera, which is probably the feature most people want, so we're just going to pop on that. Next, got it. So in the camera settings, we have square, panorama, live bokeh, pro, photo, video. We have slow motion, and we have time lapse. So if we go back into the photo settings, let's see what we've got. You've auto HDR, you've shutter control, shutter sound, grid, watermark, which is grand. You can stick the watermark on and you can pick whatever you like to put in there. Mirror photos for front camera, location tag, resolution. And in the resolution settings, we have rear camera. We can change from 5 megapixels to 12. And on the front, we have 5 megapixels to 8. So we have an array of settings in there, which is grand. And it's always good to be able to choose. Plus we have the usual settings up on top here. You have your flash and all that kind of stuff. So if we go into video, the settings in there are up to 4K, which is excellent. So you can start at 18.9 HD up to UHD 4K, and you have 1080p. And on the front camera, you have 18.9 HD up to FHD 1080p. So pretty good cameras, front and back. And that's good to see. And of course, it's a trait with Nokia devices and Zeiss. So you have plenty to pick from there. You have live broadcast, and you can reset your settings in there. So basically, that is it for now on the 7.1. and any questions feel free to ask. We've also got a couple of cases coming for this phone too, so stay tuned for that. And as I said, any questions, don't be afraid to ask. And just before we go, we've the keys here on this side here, which are slightly raised and very tactile and work very well. And of course the glass back's going to be a bit of a fingerprint magnet, but in this colour you're not going to notice it too much. But it's still, nonetheless, it feels really smooth in the hand, really nice to hold, it's quite light. And for example, let's see, we have a BlackBerry Priv. There we have Moto G6 and a Google Pixel 3 XL, so that just give you some kind of size as to the phone. And it's pretty average, just probably that sweet spot I'd put it at. So if it's for you, let us know. Despite the notch, doesn't bother me, considering the notch size on the Pixel 3 XL, as you can see there, it's gigantic compared to that. So for me, that's a minuscule problem, but for others it's not. So any questions, hit me up, techbuzzard.com, and if there's anything you'd like us to test out or try, feel free to ask. Stay tuned for a review coming soon. We'll have some video footage, camera footage and so on, and we'll see how it goes from there. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.